I thought asking for help would get me answers. Instead, I watched her get too close to my husband, and I couldn't look away. But when I stepped in, he looked at me like I was brand new. His eyes burned, like he was seeing me for the first time in years. I figured I'd spark something, anything, to pull us out of the cold routine we'd settled into. Instead, I got a front row seat to my own unraveling. His hands were on my hips, loose, like he was holding a stranger he didn't want to know. In our dim Atlanta bedroom, the city's hum leaking through the window, I arched my back, chasing a spark, a connection, something to break the ice. Nothing. He moved like a machine, eyes half closed, like he was counting cracks in the ceiling instead of feeling me. I let out a soft sound, half plea, half hope. I hated it the second it left my lips. But I didn't stop. I tried again, louder, desperate for him to meet me halfway. He didn't speak, didn't even open his eyes. I shifted beneath him, tilted my hips, trying tricks from magazines find the angle, make the friction. Nothing mutual came back. Damn it, he wouldn't even look at me. I reached up, ran my hand across his chest, begging him to feel me again. He flinched, like I'd startled him, then forced a weak smile, like a nod to a passerby. My hand fell to the bed. Seconds later, he tensed, then rolled off. No kiss, no words, just his heavy breathing while I stared at the ceiling, exposed, untouched, raw. He pulled the blanket up, turned away. I tugged it over myself, trying to ignore the hollow ache, the absence of his touch making the room colder. Was this it? Was this what we'd become? The ceiling fan spun above, mocking me as his breathing slowed. I wasn't angry, just stuck, like I'd done something wrong and didn't know what. I'd made the right moves, the right sounds, but it was like following a script I didn't understand. The worst part, I didn't know what to do next. The next day, in the office cafeteria, stirring cold coffee under fluorescent lights, Sarah slid into the chair across from me, her signature grin lighting up the gray room. "You know that guy in payroll," she said, mid-story. Tall, smells like cinnamon gum. I raised an eyebrow. "Which one?" She waved it off. "Doesn't matter. He asked me out right after saying he's trying things with someone else. I told him good luck and walked." I laughed, classic Sarah, sharp, quick, no hesitation. She didn't flirt. She pulled people in and decided if they were worth keeping. Must be exhausting, being irresistible. I said. She leaned back, sighed dramatically. "Honest to God, it is. I can't sneeze without someone thinking I'm making a move." I smiled, but something inside me twisted. I hadn't felt that kind of attention in months, maybe longer. She caught the shift in my face. "You okay?" I shrugged. "Yeah, just, it's been a while since anyone looked at me like that, or noticed me at all." Her expression softened. No pity, just understanding. "Your husband's still lost in his work fog." Sarah looked at me, her eyes sharp but kind. "Honest. If a guy like him doesn't see you, he's forgotten how good he's got it." She paused, then added with a crooked smile, "Not that I haven't noticed him." I blinked. "Wait, you've noticed him," she grinned. "Please. Half the women in this building have. It should have stung. It didn't." I felt curious, like a door had cracked open. I leaned back. "All right, expert. What's your secret? How do you make men chase you like that?" Sarah shrugged. "No secret. I just don't overthink it. It's natural." I nodded, then hesitated. A weight pressed on my chest. nameless but heavy. Hypothetically, I said, if someone overthinks it, could you show them how Sarah raised an eyebrow? I mean, I added quickly, not in general. Like, meet him once. Show me what I'm missing. For a moment, she studied me, like she was weighing if I meant it. Then her smile crept back. Slow. Bolder than usual. I like it. She leaned in, her voice low, conspiratorial. I don't think he's got it in him to keep up. Saturday night, in our cramped living room, the city's neon glow seeping through the blinds. John was on his phone, me pretending to read. The silence between us was furniture now, unnoticed, permanent. But tonight, that'd change. I've got a surprise for you, I said, casual. He looked up. Yeah, what kind you'll see. He smiled faintly. No hints. Go shower. I said, take your time, do it right. He blinked. For real, I nodded. You'll thank me later. He gave me a curious look, stretched, and headed for the bathroom. Steps slow, unsure. The second he was gone, my chest tightened, a mix of thrill and dread. It was happening, and I didn't know if I was excited or terrified. Minutes later, the doorbell rang. I opened it fast. Sarah stepped in, calm, collected, like she'd done this before. She glanced toward the hall. Where's he at showering? I said. I led her to the bedroom, the air thick with the scent of his cologne lingering from earlier. We stepped inside, and I closed the door. The house was still, like it was holding its breath. All we had to do was wait. He didn't take long. John walked in, a towel wrapped low around his waist, hair damp, still rubbing it dry. He froze when he saw us. His eyes flicked between me and Sarah, sharp, wary. She stood by the bed, cool, confident, like she owned the room. I stayed put, nodding slow and steady. What's this? He asked, voice cautious. I told you I had a surprise. I said, something for you. He looked at her, then me. And I just watch. I stepped closer. Watch and learn. I want you to enjoy it. Sarah moved in. No hesitation. Her hand rested on his chest, light but sure, a spark in the dim light. Don't worry, she said softly. Let me take care of you. She leaned in, kissed the center of his chest, then again just above the towel. Her fingers undid the knot at his waist. One smooth motion, the towel slipping to the floor like a sigh. She sank lower, graceful, deliberate, her palm gliding up his thigh, steady, sure. Her face stayed calm, focused. He tensed, his breath heavy, steadying himself with a hand on her shoulder. I watched, silent, my eyes tracing every move, every shift. Her rhythm was measured, her presence like a pulse in the room. She matched his breathing, responding to every subtle change. His chest heaved, his eyes fluttered shut, lost in her. I studied her timing, her touch, the way her other hand gripped his leg, anchoring him. At first, that's all I saw. Then she kissed his stomach, still low, her lips lingering. She took his hand, led him to the bed, no resistance as he followed, sitting on the edge. Sarah moved closer, her fingertips grazing his skin, deliberate, precise. Her lips moved, whispering something I couldn't hear. Every motion synced with his breath. He gripped the sheets, jaw tight, a sharp breath catching in his throat. A heat stirred in me, my thighs pressing together, the warmth spreading, slow but relentless. I kept watching. She paused, then rose, straddling him, one knee sinking into the mattress, her hands firm on his bare skin. She looked down, eyes locked on his, then leaned in, their bodies finding a perfect rhythm. He let out a sound, low, rough. She pressed closer, chest to chest, whispering something above his ear. He answered, breathless, then gently guided her to her back. She landed soft, shifting beneath him with trust, ease. They moved together, her body rising to meet his hands steady on her hips. The bed creaked under them, her fingers clutching the sheets, her back arching with each motion. His movements were fluid, focused, her breathing uneven, ragged. He stayed with her, steady at first, then faster, their rhythm building. Her breath hitched, trembling, uncontrolled. I wasn't analyzing anymore. My body moved with theirs, caught in the heat they'd made. Her face pressed into the pillow, her body shaking under his touch. Then it hit a wave crash through her, her breath stopping, her body still. He paused, hands gentle on her hips, silent. Sarah turned her head, her smile soft, flushed, hair spilling across her cheek. Her eyes met mine. "He won't learn much just watching," she said, voice light, teasing. "Come closer." My legs trembled, but I stood, eager, unsteady. Sarah shifted aside, nodding me forward. John, still kneeling, looked at me, really looked, his eyes wild, alive. He pulled back, waiting. Sarah turned, still catching her breath. "Follow me," she whispered. He lay back, breathing hard, eyes darting between us. Sarah took my hand, guided me to kneel by the bed. "Start slow," she murmured, her lips brushing my ear. "Feel him. Don't think." I leaned in, my touch hesitant, light. He reacted instantly, his breath quickening, fingers gripping the sheets. Emboldened, I pressed closer, my lips grazing his chest, soft, unsure. His heat radiated, pulling me in. "Like that." Sarah whispered beside me. "He's yours. Feel it." I moved with a rhythm, letting him melt into me. His hand found my shoulder, firm, not controlling. He wasn't just reacting, he was watching. I stood, Sarah's hands gliding down my sides, peeling away fabric, steadying me as I stepped forward. She guided me onto the bed until I straddled him. "Don't hold back," she whispered, her lips brushing my shoulder. "Own it." I moved toward him, my chest tight, nervous. His eyes met mine, stunned at first, then sparking with that fire I hadn't seen in years. Sarah stayed close, her hands on my waist, guiding my first movements. "From the hips," she teased, her voice low. "Small rolls. Let him match you." I followed, my hips moving, hesitant, then sure. He answered with a sharp breath, his hands light on my hips. "Good." Sarah sighed. "Don't chase the rhythm. Let him find you." She kissed below my ear, her hands still guiding me. My every move pulled something new from him, his hands, his breath, the way he looked at me. I sank lower. He met me, his grip tightening. His hand slid up my back, one clutching my hip, pulling me closer. I stopped hearing Sarah, stopped feeling her hands. It was just him, his eyes, his body, the heat in my chest swallowing everything else. I leaned down, kissed him, desperate, full, his mouth opening to mine without hesitation. I moved urgent, caught in the rush inside me. My thighs trembled, my hands splayed across his chest, gripping hard. No thinking, just feeling. He felt me back. His grip turned rough, his mouth tracing my jaw, his breath hot, uneven. Our rhythm lost its smoothness, the rawness making it better. My name slipped from his lips, a whisper, and the pressure in me shattered. My head fell forward, my breath caught, shoulders shaking. I pressed into him, every nerve alive, pulsing. When I looked up, he was still beneath me, jaw tight, brows furrowed, breathing ragged. He never looked away, his body arching under me, his arms holding me close, his eyes locked on mine, wild, hungry, like he was seeing me, really seeing me for the first time. In that moment, I knew he was about to break. Before you go, answer this. If your wife brought someone like that home and told you to sit back and enjoy, would you just watch? Or would you take over? Be honest. Would you want to be there? What would you do? Let me know in the comments. I'll read them. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss what's next. Thanks for being here.